Lo que pasa es... Oh, here we go. Another wild story I already know. It's that phrase you hear when something's amiss. An excuse is coming. Can't wait for this.
The thing of it is, I meant to deliver, but I got lost on the way floating down a river. Or maybe my dog ate all of my notes. Or aliens came and borrowed my boats.
Whatever the tale, I've heard it before. A circus of reasons, each one a bore. But listen, my friend, here's a little tip. Do what you say. Don't let things slip. For when lo que pasa comes into play, you're treading thin ice. What more can I say? Deliver as promised. That's my advice. Or you'll be the excuse not once, but twice. Ha 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 ha.
Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Time. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Hey, how is everybody doing this morning? Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at important headlines from our city, state, and country. We take a look at news that we can use. We take a look at your comments, ideas, selections of topics that you're interested in hearing. Oh, Betsy liked the new Dora. See, that expression is lo que pasa is this has to be like the most dreaded expression in Mexico. You see, when somebody says to you lo que pasa, let's say it's a carpenter and they were supposed to deliver something and they're not delivering, and you call and you're like, what's going on? And they'll start their explanation with lo que pasa. And whenever an explanation starts with lo que pasa, it's got to be a drama that has nothing to do with you, and so forth and so on. I'm sure this happens in other countries as well. People fail to deliver as promised, and I'm sure other countries have their own version of the thing of it is. But here in Mexico, once you hear lo que pasa, you better brace yourself for some wild story. But enough of that. It is Saturday. I am so happy that it is Saturday because it's finally time to enjoy the weekend. At least for me, right after this broadcast, I am off. Well, I'm going to be taking some photos through the weekend, but I'm looking forward to it all, and I certainly hope that you have excellent plans for your own weekend as well. But before we unleash our good attitude into the weekend, I do have some news that I wish to share with you. Starting with something that was bound to happen sooner or later. It was unavoidable, and we might as well live through it. I am, of course, talking about the chaos at the Libramiento. And, it had to happen sooner or later. They have to put pipes on the road, and they finally did this, and they started early this week and will continue through the middle of this coming week. So if you're planning on heading anywhere that has to do with this particular intersection where the Libramiento meets Francisco Medina Asensio, just remember that once you get close to the intersection, things are bound to move very slowly. and it may take some time for you to get through it. I could see this myself because on Thursday, when I was headed into town to do my music appreciation presentation, that's exactly what happened. I looked at it, and they had just started to close some of the lanes, and I figured, well, this is going to get ugly for a few days, but it's the only way to fix it and improve it. So let's be patient through this one. Now, this is good news for the state of Jalisco. The government of Jalisco has reported a 7.4% increase in foreign tourists visiting our state during the first half of 2024. According to the report, 79% of visitors came from the United States and 17.1% came from Canada. The article does not specify where the tourists visited, and of course, local headlines were quick to imply that this increase happened thanks to Puerto Vallarta. Now, that may be the case or maybe not. Personally, I truly hope that at least some of the increase in visitors from other countries had to do with tourists exploring Guadalajara and so many other wonderful destinations in our state. And of course, speaking of Guadalajara, the International Mariachi and Charro Festival started yesterday in our capital city, and it will continue until September 4th with a variety of free and ticketed events that celebrate our state's most renowned traditional musical and cultural expressions. I will share the website for the festival in case you are in the Guadalajara metropolitan area and are able to enjoy it. It should be absolutely wonderful. And now let us turn over to the weather to see what's going on out there. I smelled wet dirt earlier. I didn't look out the window, so I imagine there must have been some kind of a drizzle. Right now, okay, our weatherman is getting a little dicey. He says a brain-worm parasite just endorsed Donald Trump. Well, I wouldn't know about that, so I might as well focus on the weather. And the temperature right now is 28 degrees in Puerto Vallarta. Our humidity is at 81%. And the forecast claims we're going to have mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a high chance of rain of 63%, a high temperature of 30, and a low temperature of 24. Then tomorrow we can expect scattered thunderstorms possibly throughout the day with a chance of rain of 60%, a high of 31, and a low of 24. Finally, Monday, mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a high of 32 and a low of 24 with a 79% chance of rain. So it would seem to be that what was going to be a wet weekend is sliding forward into this coming week. We'll have to wait and see what goes on. As I announced yesterday, of course, the credentials to get on board the Spotlight are up. The announcement for this week's Spotlight is ready. If you wish to join us in the Spotlight because you want to share something that's on your mind, or you want to toot your own horn, or you want to tell us about your wonderful products or services, or you want to tell us about an upcoming event that you are organizing, it is free. All you have to do is join me in person at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork on Wednesday at 4 o'clock, or, of course, you can also join us remotely using your own webcam. I certainly appreciate it when I know that you have spread the word and have told your performer friends or your business friends about this opportunity. It is free, and it is fun, and it is air-conditioned. And now I have some events that I want to tell you about that I found on Facebook this morning. Marina Vallarta residents are in luck with two food-related events taking place over the weekend. First, we have the renowned Mikado restaurant, which is located within the Marriott Hotel. They are presenting a ramen and wine pairing promotion through the weekend. 610 pesos for your ramen of choice and a complimentary glass of wine. That doesn't sound like a bad deal. considering that the Mikado restaurant is really, really phenomenal. And then there's the opening of a brand new restaurant in Marina Vallarta called Juanes. It is taking place today at 5 o'clock. And the name of the restaurant, of course, caught my attention because it is the name of a very famous Colombian singer and songwriter. But somehow I doubt it is his project. The advertisement of the opening indicates that the restaurant will be offering cocina de experiencia, or experienced cuisine, whatever that happens to be. I certainly hope that our Marina Vallarta friends will check it out. Again, this is today at 5 p.m. And last but not least, I want to profess a little bit of love for Rico Indian. Rico Indian is on the Isla Rio Cuale, and they're announcing ongoing board game and happy hours taking place throughout the following few days. But there's a better reason why I wish to bring this up to your attention. Let me put it back on the screen. The reason I want to bring up Rico Indian today is because they are an extraordinary restaurant located in a truly challenging venue, the Rio Cuale Island. Of course, during the winter months and the cooler weather months, it is comfortable there. You know, you're next to the river and you can hear the water moving, and the food is delicious, and you're surrounded by nature, so forth and so on. This time of year, it is a little bit on the hot side, and I can certainly appreciate the fact that Rico India may be trying to be creative with their promotions. So I bring this up to your attention, not so much because you may or may not like board games, you may or may not like happy hours, but when you browse through their Facebook page, you can see that they are coming up with all kinds of great deals and promotions for you to go and enjoy their cuisine. So in the spirit of helping out a great restaurant, hey, give them a shot. Yes, some days are really sweaty, some days not so much, but if you are in the vicinity and you haven't tried Rico Indian, it is truly, truly a great restaurant. And that's the end of my little love note to Rico Indian. And now let's move on to your comments. Let's find out what's on your mind. Boom. Aha! Yes, I look startled because I started to read some of your comments. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so let's see. Da-da-da-da. Good mornings, good mornings, good mornings. I love the good mornings. Uh-oh. Seapal is in front of my neighbor's house fixing a broken pipe, says Sue in Fluvial. The street is full of muddy water. I feel for the employee who has to go into the hole. The water was almost waist deep. Well, you know, there are some pleasant jobs and there are some seemingly unpleasant jobs, but, you know, there's a job for every person. I'm just glad that it is being addressed, and hopefully they'll be able to fix it soon. Let's see. Here's a cue. Oh, we already read this before. Excellent new Dora. Clever way for us to understand lo que pasa. Thank you very much, Betsy. It is one of those expressions that, you know, I always want to duck when somebody is owed to me a service or a product or whatever, and I get a lo que pasa. It's like, here we go. Let's see. Albert says, why is your problem now my problem? The one phrase that I like to use is, what? Oh, yes. Your lack of planning is not my emergency. That's the one that I like to use. Let's see what else we have. Laura is counting 63 days. I wish we were there for the Mariachi Festival. Any good places to experience the mariachi in Puerto Vallarta? Oh, you're going to hate my answer. You're not going to like it. Well, that's not true. There are all kinds of places where you can hear mariachi music. From musicians walking down along the beach, and I'm talking about singles, duos, or trios, to a huge number of restaurants that have mariachi playing in the background while you eat. And that is probably the norm, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately, why? Because there is nothing like watching a mariachi ensemble and giving them undivided attention. This can only happen at a concert hall or a venue where you're not distracted by waiters moving back and forth, by your own eating, and so forth and so on. So, my personal best way to experience mariachis is at the concert hall. I don't get to see that happen frequently, and that never happens in Puerto Vallarta. Actually, very few exceptions. Sometimes they have mariachi events at the Teatro Vallarta, but that's basically it. Now, the next best would be going to places like, I believe it's called Casa Guadalajara in Avenida Fluvial Vallarta, and they have a live mariachi music while you dine. Or going to the Sheraton Sunday Brunch, they also have live mariachi music while you eat. But unfortunately, that's the way most people are used to hearing mariachi music, or by way of musicians that just come and stand next to your table while you're enjoying a meal. Not ideal in my book. Let's see. Param pam pam, pararam pam pam, param pam pam. Oh, of course. Well, I suppose, of course. This is what's going on. I'm not following the U.S. politics that closely, so I don't know if he is an earworm or whatever. Anyhow, here's another endorsement for Rico Indian. And I have to agree, Kelly, it is a delicious, outstanding restaurant that deserves our attention even during the hot summer months. Chris says, I'm craving tacos, and that makes two of us. Chris, I had an epiphany last night. I have now realized that within walking distance of my home, there are carnita tacos, birria tacos, fish tacos, barbacoa tacos, and regular beef tacos. I'm sure that if I go exploring, I will find tacos de canasta as well. So I am going to put together a little something that talks about the huge variety of tacos that one can experience. Oh my God, and tripe tacos and inner, like there's like at least 9 different types of tacos that one can explore within Versalles and within walking distance. So I'm craving tacos as well, always. Sheila is correct. Rico Indian is the food. The food is delicious and in such a beautiful setting. I particularly like to love at night, close to when they're about to close, because then the chef comes out and feeds the kitties on the island, and you get this conglomerate of this big hullabaloo of cats that come and hang out by the restaurant, and it's beautiful to see, of course, if you are a cat lover. Linda says, yesterday somebody asked about volunteer opportunities with International Friendship Club. You can see them on their website. Again, this website is not going to show up on the comments more than likely because by design, I have eliminated the appearance of websites in your comments. And I agree with you, Linda, that one could actually go and look for all the websites of all the nonprofit organizations in Puerto Vallarta and see who has volunteering opportunities. But wouldn't it be nice if the International Friendship Club or any other nonprofit in town, if they are so eager to find volunteers, why not send a bulletin out and be specific? We're looking for volunteers to do this, that, and the other, so forth and so on. Is the expectation that everybody should go looking for these news too high, or is it okay? That's just my question. If I was involved in a nonprofit, all I'm saying is I would send out a press release from time to time. That's just me. But for the rest of you, if you're looking for volunteering opportunities, try ifcvallarta.org, and hopefully you will find a suitable connection. And this is not throwing shade at the IFC. It is throwing shade at any organization that expects for things to happen just because they put it on their website. Okay. Let's see what else we have. La 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 la. Does Gabby's still have mariachis? I understand they lost their musician license in the recent litigation with that foreign couple that decided, we're going to live in Mexico, but we're not going to like the music. And we're going to sue the restaurant, and we're going to win, even though the restaurant has been there much longer than we have. And that's exactly what happened, at least as I understand it. So the answer is no. Let's see. Maybe they'll bring back the mariachis on the Isla Cuale for those regular concerts. That is correct. There were some interesting performances through the summer months of mariachis that were playing at the Cuale. I think they did them 2 or 3 times. I don't know if they're still doing them. I have not seen an announcement, but you are correct, Albert. That was a great way to enjoy mariachi music here in town. I have seen mariachis at Los Arcos on the Malecón and at the Tile Park. That must be a wonderful setting as well. Again, hopefully these mariachi performers will announce what they're doing. Linda, tacos at Puerco de Oro next to PV Print is wonderful is an understatement. These are orgasmic tacos. Oh my God, they are so good. Oh, yummy. Sean asks, are you a fan of tripe? Not as much as I am a fan of cow lip or beef tongue, because cow lip is just so soft and tender and delicious, and beef tongue just has this wonderful texture. Tripe is okay, but beef tongue and cow lip, oh my God, cow lip is delicious. Let's see. Devin says, having some tacos today. We love them. Good for you. Kelly says, there's a Facebook page, Volunteer Vallarta, run by Angela Kelleher. Oh, how wonderful. That is great to know. I'm not familiar with that page. If you are, Kelly, maybe send me if you don't mind, send me the page and I'll take a look at it and I'll be happy to share it. And I think this is what we have for today. Yay! Another week and all kinds of accomplishments and all kinds of things to look forward to over the weekend. And for next week, I have made some purchases. I think I mentioned this the other day. I've made some purchases to improve our experience of walking out and doing walks, and another camera that is going to make the spotlight and remote interviews more interesting. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited about bringing many more features to you guys. So this is time to sign off, but not without saying thank you for your support. And thank you for your company and your excellent questions and comments. Thank you for being a part of this community. It means a lot to Luna and I. Go have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Take care.